There is so much talk at the moment about AI revolutionizing industries, and it is also certainly revolutionizing job searching and career building. But I wanted to quickly chat about how to use AI in this day and age to help your job search or your career positioning. I think a helpful thing to remember is that AI is a tool. It is an extension of you. It is not replacing a person. And whilst it can do some basic jobs really well and get a first draft ready, it is kind of like working with a 16, 15-year-old intern. And what I mean by that is AI is set up with limited instructions and it only has as much experience or background as you give it. So if you don't give it a lot of instruction, plus the fact that we need to kind of see it as an intern, you're not going to get great things back. And that's when we get the AI schlop that everyone talks about, that we're not getting great outcomes from AI. So, I've been talking about career building, LinkedIn profiles, etc. for years and years, and AI can really help us put together job applications more quickly, but we need to think about it very much as that intern. And what does that actually mean, Emmy? Well, it means that one, we need to set it up with proper instructions. So we can't assume that AI is going to know you, your tone, your personality, and your background. So we need to give it a little bit of context. So we can certainly give it our CV, the link to our LinkedIn profile, etc. We can also give it some guidance around tone of voice. Are you very formal? Are you more casual? Are you very opinionated on certain topics? It doesn't mean that AI will put those particular words in, but the more background you can give it, and by the way, it doesn't matter what tool you use, most of the AI tools out there have a free and a paid version, and naturally with a paid version, you can often do more queries and more iterations. But as a baseline, number one is to start with giving AI, whatever tool you use, clear instructions. It's also good to give it some context. Things like, I'm looking to move from event management or hospitality to project management. So whilst my background is event management focused, this is where I'm looking to go. And that's the kind of information you need to give AI. You can't just say, write a good cover letter, because whilst you can give it the job ad, it wouldn't know how to position you. So getting good input, see it as that first briefing meeting with the intern when they join your business or your personal life. You sit down with them and you give them some instructions and some training. And the second key thing with AI is to iterate. And this is especially useful if you're using free AI tools, which sometimes runs out of token once a day. And what that means is you can kind of see it as working sprints. So you can get a first draft, you can get, a first draft of the CV or the cover letter or something, and then you might run out of tokens on the free version. So it's actually a good opportunity to come back again the next day and look at it with fresh eyes and be like, okay, how did I like what it put together? And be specific in your feedback. Use Australian English instead of American spelling. Don't use this type of word. My tone of voice is more like this. You can even grab your phone and talk about a topic that you care about and upload that audio file or the transcript of that file into your tool and say, this is how I talk. Keep everything professional, but use my tone and my personality. So the more training you give it up front and the more you iterate, the better an outcome you're going to get. And once you've got your AI trained to these things, it's kind of like an intern that's been with you for 6 months. You would not delegate your entire career planning and future job opportunities or salary negotiations to this intern, but it can help take things off your plate. And the better it is and the more you train it, the more helpful it can be in the long term. So this is a long way of saying that AI does not replace a person, but it can free up a little bit of your time. You still need to focus on this though. You can't delegate it and say, well, I sent out 15 applications. Well, how targeted were those applications? Did you target them to the job ad? Did you iterate with your AI intern to get that cover letter to really shine and feel like you? Because this is the thing, it's not about the briefing and the outcome, it's about all those little iterations in the middle. And those don't have to take long. It can be you taking 5 minutes in between other meetings to have a chat, iterate, get it a little bit further along until you get a really good gold standard. And that's the third and final tip. As you're iterating through what the version looks like, use that output, so the perfect CV or the perfect cover letter or something, use that as input for your next time. So say metaphorically to your intern, you did really well last week. I love the application we did for this project manager role. The CV is really tight and really targeted to this role. The cover letter is really, really nice. Let's replicate this now for this role. And then you can give it either the URL or the position description or the PDF. So never forget that the humanness is never going to leave your job application process, but AI can really help you make sure that the right search terms are in there, the right keywords are in there, but never ever let it take over what your personal tone is and what you stand for and what you value. Again, all those things you can give it and train it to get better at using. So I personally love AI. It frees up a lot of time in my life, in my business, in my all my lines of work, but it is not replacing the human touch that is me. So hopefully you're finding this insightful. This applies for everything. So any training you've done on a LinkedIn profile, can AI help you? Of course it can, but it can't replace you. It can't replace your background, and it's not a person. It's a highly qualified and sometimes a little bit of a dumb intern. So see it for what it is. Use it to leverage your growth, your career positioning, and your profile. But you are you underneath all that. So it's just a tool and it can help you a lot if you use it the right way.